Sunday is November the 16th. It's 2025. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Hope your weekend is going, it's shaping up like you want it to, or it's, you know, dare I say, or is it shifting down the way you want it to shift? I just had just a few pieces to come in. It's going to be, in some ways, it's just going to be more of an expounding on some things that I got into earlier during the week. Um, yeah, but then there'll be some things that we're just looking at. I'm just running a couple of things through the actual X-ray machine, so you'll be able to just see, a bit more on language and just, what they have in store. Thank you guys so much for coming in. And look at you guys coming in hot, loving on that like button. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Good morning. Realize. Thank you so much. Charlie Siegler. Good morning to you. Yes, yes, yes. It's always a blessing to be here. So I appreciate you guys so much for coming in. So I'll just tell you three things that I'm going to be on, that I'm on about this morning. And you might even say I'm pivoting around. Okay. So we have what I'm considering, are we dealing with resets or startups? Okay. So we have, good morning, Yogi Fish 4721. Thank you so much, you guys, for coming in and loving on that like button. What I wanted to talk about is going to be I'm calling it the 10K TSA, the snap on, snap off program, as well as, the death pledge. AKA known as mortgage. So we get a little bit of etymology here, a little prefixes and suffixes. You never know what you're going to get around here. But I try to make it, do your own research, but language matters. It matters. So I appreciate you guys so much for coming in. Good morning, Flying Guillotine 22. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you. You came right in with that thumb. I appreciate it. So hope you guys have had a great, like I said, a great start to your weekend, or you're winding it down the way you want it to, or you might say, I'm just getting my weekend started, because I always say, some people say, oh, every day is Monday, but and that's just about right, because no matter where you start technically in the week, somewhere in there, Monday has to be in there for us, the working common man out here. We gotta have that Monday. You gotta have that Monday in there someplace. So I appreciate you guys. So I'm just thinking, just before I get started on this, I just want to say, just overall, this society, this world that we live in, this 2020, 2025, and I said, I gave you guys a verbal disclaimer the other day when I said we're on the balls of somebody that I used to say, he's like, oh, I was on the balls of 4 a.m., but we're on the balls of 2026. So, take cover if that brings you great, if that brings great offense to you on this morning. I really, easy. Okay. So, well, I'm just saying, there's just so much out there. There's so much out there to influence the decisions that we make. It's also enough crap being pumped into whatever they want to call it, the public square. They might call this the public square, but in fact, it's not. It's the private square, because I could be shut down at any moment. I could be suppressed at any moment. They say free speech, but yet you have to go on to X. You got to pay them. You got to pay them for it. Good morning at .fire94. Anything is possible in an animated cartoon. I love it. Love the canvas. Love what you're painting with right there. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. So let's get going here just a second here. So I'm saying there's so much crap pumped into the square, to their square. Shout out to Derek C. Williams who brought us their tube. Shout out to the class of COVID-19. Shout out to the class of 2020. And shout out to what I think is a budding class of 2026. Good morning, Johnny Recorded. How are you? Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. So what we're on about is not your mother, not your mother's here. You got that right. Oh boy. So yeah, so I'm just here to just do a little chat and chew on those three things. I didn't put them in, but maybe I'll go back and add. Of course, I always encourage you guys out here to do your own research. Do it for yourself, whether you want to be, whether you're here, whether you're here, whatever speaks to you. If you're on a person that's, hey, I'm trying to make things better for the community that I'm in, that I'm a part of, or I want to start a new community, whatever it is. If I say something that's thought provoking, or if it echoes, or if it resonates with you, then that's why I said I love it when you guys come in and hit that like button. And I said, if you want to do even more, if you want to really throw some caution to the wind out here in this private square, or shout out to Derek C. Williams that calls it their tube, then you just go ahead and hit that. You just hit that share button, and we'll just keep it going just like that. I appreciate you guys so much for coming in. It says, Point Fire says, we reside in Satan's playground. Trust the eyes that God blessed us with. Yes, well, some of us, we need, at this day, time, and hour, we still need the eyes to see and the ears to hear. But I do think that there are some out there that got that. It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter what their government does. They've got that spirit of deaf and dumb, and they're just not. To me, it even comes across in the body language. The spirit of deaf and dumb to me comes across in many ways. It really does. So I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in this morning and for coming in here, loving on that like button. So let me just start this off with, I want to talk about, just for a second, I started, I was going to make a thumbnail and, do all these bells and whistles, but no, we'll just chat this up. We'll chat it up, we'll chew it up. And, like I said, hey, if it resonates with you, then great. If not, just as I said, keep scrolling, keep swiping, whatever it is, because we've all been programmed to do that too. We're already programmed to do the digital sweeps and swipes and all these things. It's all kind of a ritual at this point. Whoa, what can we can get the common man tapping and doing that, just saying, good morning, it's Marcy T. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. Gotcha. It says, much love. I have to go to the store. Okay, well, we'll be here. We'll be around someplace, not too far away. You'll be here with us. Thank you so much, Marcy T. I really appreciate it. And not your mother says, my oldest son needs to. Well, in this daytime and hour, you got to do what you got to do around here. All right, guys. So let's get going here. So I just want to talk about a couple. Throughout the week, I touched on a lot of things. I talked about the digital ID that's available to you now, brought to you by and that'll segue us right in. That brought to you by Apple has a digital ID that you're going to be able to use now at the airport. So you're going to be able to upload your passport, but it's more than, good morning, Freedom's March. Thanks so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. So it's going to be more than, it's more than a pilot, but it's not available everywhere. It's not available everywhere. So even internationally. So don't go over to the UK or Britain. Don't go over there thinking that you're going to be, swiping and doing everything you want to do, getting all your convenience on over there. It's not going to happen. I mean, I'm not a fan of, I'm not a fan of their version of TSA. It's security, but it's not TSA. And if you go to Heathrow, LHR, London Heathrow, no. They're going to give you, they're going to take whatever they want. If that bottle says it's 3 ounces and there's actually 0.5 ounces in there, they're going to rip you up the same way, just the same. Okay. You're going to get that same thrashing that they do, UK style, whatever it is. So I'm just saying, but don't go over there thinking that you're going to get, you're going to be able to use that digital ID or that Apple wallet. You have to go through your Apple wallet in order to use that. Let's say Freedom's March says they don't have enough servers. You're right. I'm seeing more footage on these data centers, which to me that's going to take up some kind of energy, and some type of resources, natural resources. You know, I don't know. I think mankind is in big trouble. If you really want to, if you really ask, if you want to know, I think mankind's in big trouble because the water supply is going to be affected. As a matter of fact, I'm going to start traveling to. There's a place that actually has. It's a. I'm not sure. It's not a well, but there's natural water there, and you can get your water, bring your jugs or whatever. But I just think that our resources are going to get swallowed up in their quest to be digitized. Okay, so but who knows? Who knows? So I'll keep going here. All right. So with that said, so I wanted to segue into we're talking about. I said 10K TSA. Okay, I haven't heard anything about ATC, but I mean, what is it? The Homeland Security Secretary Christy Nome announced that the TSA they're going to give them $10,000, uh, $10,000. And in her own quote, I'm like, okay, you're contradicting yourselves. You're saying, oh, but see, they keep on lacing everything. They want to keep on saying, oh, here's your liner, okay? Here's your liner. Your liner says Secretary Nome gives TSA officers $10,000 bonus for above and beyond service during the Democrats' shutdown. Okay, so they gotta keep that up. They've got to keep that up. But if the point is it was actually, in fact, it was not a shutdown it wasn't a shutdown for the kings and queens of Congress. It was a shutdown for the common man. So if you actually had money to give them a bonus, then why'd you actually not pay them? Why'd you even bother doing that? The money was there in the first place. Why are you paying them for what they were when they were already doing what they were supposed to do, what we slaves are supposed to do? Okay, why are they doing that? Okay, but nobody wants to ask the why questions. Not saying the people on this channel, but just saying in general, that of course it's not attractive. People are not attracted to work for the government if this is the way you're going to be treated. Is it? Let me back it up here, guys. Oops. All right, guys. So it says Freedom's March says a lot of the water will be recycled within the facility. They'll tell you there's a water shortage, but it'll be a lie. Yeah, that's gonna be incredible, an incredible situation that they're going to a crisis. Okay, and to me that fits right into their thematic or their cultural crisis, which they went from climate change to climate crisis. So we can even go even further back than that. Yeah. So yeah, guys, I'm wearing my favorite shirt with the paint on it. I got a lot of work to do around here, but it's going to be contracted work, but I like to do things, I like to get my hands dirty or whatever you want to call it this daytime hour. I'm not on track for a DIY show, which that would be a lot of fun, but we'll see. Okay, let's go back here. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Yogi Fish 4721 says digital IDs can be hacked. I would imagine so. Let's see. Hegelian dialectic, absolutely. Is it not your mother says they made them an example for good behavior? Yes, compliance. What is it? I call that, back in 2019, we were talking about participatory obedience. Yeah, you're not going to have to do, you're not going to have to do so much to get people to do things. And they've already figured that out. But like I said, I think this next thing is not going to be, that COVID-19, 2020, all that is going to look like less than a dry run for everything that's going to get rolled out. So that's what I'm on about today. So we're talking 10K TSA. We're talking about snap on, snap off, for your nutrition program. And then we're talking also about the death pledge. So you might say, where are you talking? So because like I said, we're going a little bit of like word etymology. We're talking, prefixes and suffixes, the things that I get into. I love teaching. I love to teach phonics, which is, kind of swipe that from many of these curriculums, but I'm just saying it matters. It really matters because that's what a mortgage is. It's a mortgage is essentially, it's either until it's paid off to the life of the terms, or it's paid off, the loan's paid off, or until there's the death of the mortgage holder. So I'm just saying, more, M-O-R-T. It's that old French. It is old French. Because actually in French, more means death. Okay, and then gage is pledge. So, we sign on for these things all the time. We have a lot of words in the English language, which I don't want to go into it, right? We have a lot of words in the English language that are actually of French. And that's a whole nother, I won't get on to that. That's right up my alley. I'm not teaching a language class today, but I'm just saying it matters. It matters. So let's back it up. But these are the things that but I'm just saying we're not being taught. We're not being taught these things. So, we just go out and we make these decisions. So I appreciate you guys for coming in, loving on the like button. Right now I'm seeing 18 lovelies in here and 7 little thumbs up. So I'm just saying, just not tap 1, but tap twice, tap 2, and you'll be extra golden today. I appreciate it. Let's keep going here. So let's go back to Kristi Noem, okay? Because they gotta lace everything with, they gotta keep lacing everything with left team, right team, the dialectics, right? They gotta keep doing that. So let's just go with it. Hope you guys are doing well out there and that you are doing what you want to do and doing what you need to do. Whatever that means. Okay, so let me give it to you. Here it comes. Secretary Noem gives TSA officers $10,000 bonus for above and beyond. I'll tell you that title in itself, we'll talk about it in a little bit. Above and beyond service during Democrats' shutdown. All right, so this was released on November 13th. It's a little tea, it's a little stew, but hey, it's still tea, right? All right, according to this was released on the 13th of November, 2025. Trump administration rewards public servants who kept airports safe despite the Democrats' games. Houston, Texas, on Thursday, U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, announced that Transportation Security Agency, that's AKA TSA to us, officers with exemplary service during the Democrats' government shutdown will be receiving a $10,000 bonus in appreciation for their hard work and service to the American people. Quote, here it comes. I'm pleased to announce that under President Trump, we are giving a $10,000 bonus to TSA officers across our nation who went above and beyond during the Democrat shutdown, end quote. Secretary Noem said in a statement, quote, they guaranteed that America wouldn't shut down no matter how badly the Democrats wanted average Americans to feel the pain. Their unsung patriotism deserves recognition. President Trump and I are so grateful for these patriots, end quote. Now, now I'm going to tell you this. Old Dad 89. My brain, is that, you said I'm brainwashed? Yeah, I think I've been washed. I've been cleansed. I've been cleansed of the left-right paradigm. So where are you? Were you, did you get a left shutdown, or did they give you a right-wing shutdown? Which shutdown did they give you? I'm just saying. Let us know which shutdown which part of the shutdown were you shut down? Where was your shutdown? It was still your government. Your government shut the country down. But you're telling me I'm brainwashed? Try again. Come back and talk to us later, okay? All right. So with that said, we'll keep going here. Despite tremendous personal, operational, and financial challenges, these dedicated officers showed up to work every day for more than a month without pay, ensuring the American people could travel safely. So you see how we're back to that COVID-19 2020 rhetoric is never too far away. That's going to be, they're going to use that. What they're doing is, this is a part of the narrative in my echo and insight here. It's no other. This is the heroism part. These are the heroes. That heroes, essential, all of that language is always going to be recycled. It's always going to be there. Okay, so let's just keep going. So I guess everybody else, if you weren't essential back in 2019, 2020, so I guess you were useless, and you were just a useless eater in 2020, 2019-ish. But now, you're a hero. You're a hero. Heroes get rewarded. But hey, what was it? Garcetti back in 2020, he said that, snitches got rewarded back then. So to me, guys, I don't need to be Columbo to see that there's no left and no right. I don't need to. That's your religion. You pick that. You go ahead and worship at the house of the Republicans and the conservative. Go ahead and worship. But I bet you your shutdown will be the same. When you get shut down, you'll be in the same space as the rest of us. So let's keep going here. But I love it. Keep bringing it. Keep bringing it. The Department of Homeland Security, DHS, is paying for these bonuses using carryover funds from fiscal year 2025. This funding is available thanks to President Trump and Secretary Noem's commitment to fiscal responsibility, enabling DHS to save the American taxpayer over $13 billion since President Trump returned to office. So here again, they want you to think that your common man heroes are those people that just kept coming to work, whether they got paid or not, whether they needed to get a second job. Maybe they tried to get some gig economy work just to get them, just so that they can get a big $10,000 bonus recognition from Secretary Noem and the Trump administration. Okay, maybe that's what they did, all that just so they could hurry up and wait for that. Okay, so let's just keep going here. All right, so it says, during her remarks in Houston, Secretary Noem spotlighted examples of extraordinary service at George Bush Intercontinental Airport, despite tough economic conditions imposed by the Democrat shutdown. I'm telling you what, it gets exhausting for them to keep on, dare I say, glazing with the glaze of this dialectic is exhausting. And it's just, like I said, you don't have to be Columbo. You don't have to study politics. You don't have to study all these things to see that something's just not quite hanging in there with their narrative. And could you guys come on in and love on the like button? I'm not asking for you to buy me a cup of coffee, because in fact, I have one. I have my own cup of coffee. As a matter of fact, there's more shutdowns on the way for places like Starbucks, whatever you like. You got to get your own situation. So Cortland Brady 5847. I'm not sure. He's this person says, so whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? Well, I'll let you decide. We're all a part of the, or maybe some people will say, well, all you people that go out here and pull the lever for these people, pull that one-armed bandit for these people, some people might say it may be your fault. You gave these people, you went in and gave your will over to the people. You went and gave, but what part of the government does not have Republicans in it? I'll wait. What part of the government, Cortland Brady 5847, doesn't have Republicans in it? What part of the government doesn't have crossover politicians, Cortland Brady 5847? Which part? Which part? Like I said, I'll wait. We'll wait. Democrats' fault 100%, 1000%. But what part of the government? So it's not, so the Republicans are not a part of the government? Are they not a part of Congress? The Congress is made up of over 500 representatives. So which part of that doesn't come? No, it's the purple. It's your uni party. It's your uni party's fault. Since you want to use the word fault, I'll say it's the uni party's illusion that brings us to this. It's you guys coming out here giving people your will and your rah team this and your rah team that, but yet you still we all ended up shut down, and you were shut down too. At the end of the day, you're just a common man, but you love illusions. Okay, but what part of them are not? They're either some people say they're selected, they're not elected. So what part of your delegates don't represent the government? You don't have two governments. You have one. And it's squeezing people until they're purple. It's the purple party, okay? It's not the, shout out to Mr. Pearson. It's not the RAI. It's not the purple rain. The RAIN is the REIGN. The REIGN. That's the rain that you're working with. So we'll say hey, maybe you went out here and you still voted for the same, you're voting for the same people that are going to bring us back to this. You'll be in the same place in a few months, and you'll be still screaming, oh, it's the Democrats. No, I'm still waiting for Cortland Brady to tell us which part of the delegates don't support the government. You don't have a red government. You don't have a blue government. You have one. You have one. You decided to pick. They made you choose one. You went out here and chose one. If I have any stripes out there, please roll it. I mean, some people say we don't even have these people don't represent you. So maybe you don't even have a republic. Maybe you have an illusion is what you have. Let me back this up a second. So let's see. I tell you what, I'll do a lot of things on here, but I'm not going to accept any kind of blatant disrespect or any type of these you want to attack, you're not attacking my argument, you're trying to attack me. No, you're the one you're the one in here with your cutesy little one word bombs. Come up with something else. Yeah, come in here with something else besides your magical thinking. I am, hey, but you're here with me, right? Fook Dallas, you're in here with me. No, you're wasting yours. I think you're wasting your time. You're wasting listen. I'm not wasting my time. I'm not wasting my time screaming rah Republican, rah Democrat. That's what I'm not doing. I bet you've wasted more time thinking about that than I have. Think about it. You know what, guys? You can just put them in. Hey, they can come back another day. They can come back another day. They think they're raining on a parade over here. Hey, they've got a lot of red. They've got all kind of flags. They don't know the difference between a flag with red and blue flags, but they don't realize it's a parade. It's an elusive parade. It's not even flags anymore. So yeah, so let's keep on going here, guys. I give him a little bit of energy. Give him a little bit of gas. I appreciate it. Ay. So yeah, well, okay, yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm wasting my time talking to you. You're right, I am. Maybe you're the waste of life. You're a waste of time. You're a waste of time in the private tube space. That's what you are. Oh, but okay, so now you want to acquiesce and say, now you want to offer something else. You're probably an awesome person, but why? Sincerely, are you wasting your breath? I don't know. Listen, I'm not here for you is what I'm not here. You come and you stay or you leave. Which one? Make a choice. You obviously choose one of these flags every day. So why did you come in here? You don't have anything else better to do with your life and your time than to come here? Show me I'm wrong. Not Don't come with the ad hominem attacks. Come with something else. Come with an argument, not with insults. Come on. No, that's because you have nothing. You have nothing. You're enough. You come in with your nothing burger attacks. Nothing. We'll wait. We'll wait, but we don't have time right now. So come back. Come back another day. You guys might give him a little. He might need to give himself some time. He might need a little bit of time. He might need a little time to marinate in his little bubble there. We're sorry. We're so sorry. We're sorry we're not giving you your left right paradigm lie in here. We're so sorry. We're sorry. Try another stream. Why don't you go over to there's plenty of streams out here like that. But you came to mine. You came to my house with your nonsense. So yeah, let me just let that one go, because he's wasting my time is what he's actually doing. All right, so let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right, so it says, during our remarks in Houston, Secretary Noem spotlighted examples of extraordinary service at George Bush Intercontinental Airport despite tough economic conditions imposed by the Democrat shutdown. All right, so it talks about TSA officer Riker Walker, an officer of 20 years and part of TSA's National Deployment Force, had perfect attendance during the shutdown and filled in on extra shifts. At the end of 6 weeks, he willingly worked double of what he was originally scheduled for. TSA officer Ashley Richardson, another officer with perfect attendance. After months of excelling at her work, she planned on moving into her own place, but had to cancel that move due to the Democrat shutdown. Exhausting, right? Are you guys tired of the Democrat glaze? I'm just saying. Democrat radicals in DC intentionally impose this uncertainty, stress, and fear on these hardworking Americans in a desperate attempt to give free health care to illegal aliens. Here we go again. There goes that shift. They got to keep on telling you about illegal aliens. But there again, for what is it? What's our little golden boy? The FUQ Dallas, and who was the other one? He keeps coming. They keep coming in. They can't tell you which part of the government brought these. Which part of these the government brought in the illegal aliens. What did they do while they were bringing them in? Your red team, what did they do? They were all sitting right there. So please hit the like button, guys. If you're going to be a voyeur, have some guts and just, hit the like button. Yeah, I mean, please don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. And then even what's the governor out of Texas, I can't even think of his name right this second. He ended up shipping them into the corridors of the country. So all he did was put them. He furthered the agenda by putting them on buses and then distributing these people. These are actual people, whether you call them illegal aliens or not. But you know what? They want if you zoom in, that having people being distributed all across the world is another part of the agenda. It's another part of the agenda to bring people from nation to nation. They wanted it, for those of you for back in 2018, I covered this in 2018, the Migration Compact. There were 80 plus nations that signed the actual Migration Compact. And they wanted free migration. They wanted free migration. People to be able to come and go as they please. And that happened even though Trump didn't allegedly sign the Migration Compact. He didn't sign it by the end of 2018. The people still got into this country just as well. Oh yeah, you're so funny. We forgot to laugh. Yeah, you haven't been here. You came in here. You come in here on a little episode, and all of a sudden you know about this platform, honey. Please stop. You be better. Keep your day job. Keep your day job. Okay. And yeah, but you probably need to leave here. You could either clean it up or beat it. Somebody in here with some stripes, go ahead and clean him up in just a few minutes, because his language and his He's wasting time. He's wasted enough of my time. Okay. So with all that said, so yeah, so we keep getting the Democrats, the Democrats. Uh, I mean, really, and but there again, that's the division that they want. That's been around as long as tail as old as time, is to divide the people and to make them think that there's one group of people that's doing more and doing less and wham 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 wham. That's what they do. Thank you so much. Realize, because just, yeah, he's just a little bit tiresome. Like, listen, I mean, I'm not. You're not gonna come in here. Here's the thing. What you're not gonna do. You're not coming in here dropping f-bombs. You're not coming in here. You're not coming in here. You're not. You're not taking over the show. You're not. You're not gonna do that. You can do all things, but that's, you're not gonna do that. Just beat it. Go find another. Go over there. Go to your little echo chambers. Go out here. Go over to Officer Tatum's, or go over to I don't know. Go over to, what is it? ABL show. There's plenty of shows for you guys to feed your little red flag parade, to gas your little parade up. You don't need to come over here and do that. Okay? You don't. You don't. All right, yeah, let me just say hi to some people who have come in here. Javier Perez, 5805. It's a statement. Don't hurt your brain. LOL. Let's see. Akron Slim. Akron Slim. Yeah, these are, I've told the story on these earrings a couple of times, at least one time. These are wooden earrings. They're fun. They're fun. I appreciate you guys per usual. Thank you guys for loving on that like button. I'm seeing that 36 number in here. I got 36 people and 8 whopping thumbs up. Okay, guys, we can get that up, right? We can do better than that. All right, so at user LE4PL5HW4W, when Trump took off in 2016, gas was $2.60. When he left, it was $5.50. Edward A. Young, we can't afford to support the world. We can't even help our homeless people. Yeah, well, people have been talking about that for years. People have talked about that. People have rapped. There was rap, commentary on what this country does. But you still, these people are. This is why things are the way that they are, because people are still going to participate no matter what. They don't care about what's in front of them. All they care about is their politics, their red team or their blue team. So with that we're going to shift over to another liner. All right, so I've talked about I want to go ahead and talk about the snap on, snap off, because that program is going to keep on evolving. And I submit that eventually that program is probably going to be one. I would imagine that program might be one of the first digital ID programs. Okay, because they're getting ready to implement. Everybody has to reapply. So that's what I'm on about right now. Okay, so the next piece that we're going to go into is going to be about food stamps are back. Food stamps are back, but millions will soon lose benefits permanently. Do you see, like, the push and pull, tug of war? That's all it's going to be until they get you right where they want you to be. Thank you so much. Realize. Yeah, as I'm like, why would anybody come waste their time on my little stream, my little chat, my little channel? If you got better tasting fish to fry it up and get off of my channel. Go, like I said, you got plenty of people that are going to sing, that are going to give you that echo chamber. They're going to name drop their celebrityisms. Your Frank Tureks, you got plenty. Don't waste your time over here. Don't do it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share this next piece. So the food stamps are back. This comes out of Politico, okay? The food stamps are back, but millions will soon lose benefits permanently. And so I'm saying, whether you're coming in here on behalf of your community or whatnot, that's way too much power. So if you are on, and I'm not here to put down people who've had a one-hit wonder. I'm not here to paint anybody with a brush that, oh, most people that are on food stamps, they got to be the biggest losers ever. No, and I'm not here to tell them that they're going to the lake of fire. No, I'm not doing that either. I'm just saying that you need to come up with something else, because when they get ready to pull the plug, they're letting you know they're going to pull it. It's not you don't have a safety, you don't have a government safety net, is the bottom line here. If you don't, go look it up for yourself, go look it up for yourself. You don't have to come to my platform. This information is available right now. It's maybe one day, hey, YouTube may not be here. Shout out to Derek C. Williams, who refers to it as their tube. Maybe one day their tube won't be here. But I tell you what, you better come up with something else before the next thing comes out. You might want to have something else in place before you get snapped off, right? Okay, so it looks like there's headlines that are coming in about this. We won't get on that. But for now, we want to go back to these SNAP benefits. Hope you guys are doing well out there. And I really appreciate those of you who came in here and loved on that like button. Loved on the like button. So we're going to go with our Politico piece, and we're going to keep going. Flying Guillotine says, these racist cowards are rabid. Mercury retrograde. All right, guys. So, and also, let's go with this. If you guys have anything to send me, feel free to send it to me at blackspringwithautumn@gmail.com. Send it, and even, if you have a comment you want, maybe we'll include that on the next stream. So anything you guys wanted to send to me, I'm all about engagement on this channel. We'll put it in the echo chamber. Even if it's something that we've covered and we go back to, I will always read your comments, and I'll read your emails for the engagement. I appreciate that. All right, so let's rock it out here. We have millions of Americans greeted the end of the government shutdown and the resumption of food stamp benefits with relief. But others are learning they could soon lose federal food aid permanently. Agricultural Secretary Brooke Rollins directed USDA staff during the record-setting 43-day shutdown to continue ushering states toward compliance with Republicans' signature tax and spending law, which is projected to kick millions out of the nation's largest anti-hunger program in the next few months. So here you can already see, this is another thing. I'm exposing the frame. I have to frame to expose the frame. Do you see how this one's already laced with? This is anti-Republican. Okay, this one's already laced with that. It says those changes, combined with other provisions in the new law, will represent the most significant cuts to the social safety net in decades. And it all comes as low-income families are confronting stagnating wages that aren't keeping up with the skyrocketing cost of living, an issue that some Republicans blamed for their losses in off-year elections this month. The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, aka SNAP, guys, provides an average of $6 per day for nearly 42 million people, roughly 40% of whom are children. Under the new law, parents and older Americans will be required to meet stricter work requirements, and states eventually will have to share the cost of SNAP benefits, which could force further program cuts, according to the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office. You see how all these organizations, and we've covered that before, that the states eventually will have to pick up. It was already in the plan before the shutdown, okay, that the states would have to, that it's going to be, I'm not saying it's even 50-50. It's going to be split what the federal government's going to contribute to the program with these new parameters, and the state's going to have to pick up whatever part of it, some other portion of it. So, but there again, that's according to the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office. Do you see how everything has to be laced with the blue, the purple. Yeah, it's the purple rain. It's a purple team. I recognized this back in 2017. When you here's a fundamental lesson. Red and blue make purple all day, every day. That's a very fundamental lesson. You don't have a red government. You don't have a blue government. You have a purple government. And that's why I will say, I would agree with Mr. Pearson. It is the purple rain. If you merge red and blue together, you don't have a red border, a red team. You don't have a blue team border. You have a purple power system. You have a purple rain. Not Prince's Purple Rain, the RAIN, it's the REIGN. You don't have that. So let's just keep going. So it says tens of thousands of legal migrants will also lose access to the program under the law. The loss of SNAP, quote, was really stark during the shutdown, end quote, said Dottie Rosenbaum, director of federal SNAP policy at the left-leaning Center on Budget and Policy Priorities. Quote, but the One Big Beautiful Bill Act is the largest cut in the program's history. That is also going to be really deeply felt, end quote. States have started notifying participants they will be subject to new, tighter working requirements, setting up a 3-month countdown for people to comply or lose benefits entirely. You see it? You see it? You see how they're going to sneak that in there? Some states like New York and California have waivers that lift work requirements in places with high unemployment rates, which are expected to slow the full impact. But certain lawfully present immigrants, including refugees, are being notified that they are no longer eligible for SNAP effective immediately. But you kind of see how they just keep wedging. I even told you guys about how Newsmax, all these people that front load, oh, they're such a Christian, oh, we're such a Judeo-Christian nation, but they'll be the first people to tell you you're a loser or you're going to hell because your two-person household income went down to 1 and you had to apply for those SNAP benefits once upon a time. I'm just saying, hey, and all these people, they come on with their little pious, their little Mr. Rogers sweaters, and they just want to be your friend and tell you, oh, it's all manipulation, okay? It's all manipulation. So to them, they cited on Newsmax, oh, the Afghans are on food stamps. Oh, the Iraqis are on food stamps. Oh, the Somalis are on food stamps. But these are all your Christian loving conservatives, your Newsmax conservative leaning stations. But hey, here again, who brought them here? How in the world did these people get here? How did they get here? Did the red government get them in here? Did the blue government bring them here? No, it was the purple. It was your whole purple rain, your purple raining body, your gladiators in the at the Capitol. Yeah, that's those people. Right. We got it. So I'll keep going here. So according to this, quote, while we are concerned about any person in this country going hungry needlessly, there is something spectacularly cruel and crippling about the safety net of people who came to this country who need just a little bit of time to get back on their feet and to begin to be able to contribute economically to this country. End quote, said Naomi Steinberg, Vice President of Policy and Advocacy at HIAS, a Jewish nonprofit that assists refugees and asylum seekers. HIAS estimates that SNAP changes will cut benefits for roughly 250,000 refugees and other humanitarian visa holders. Rollins has also indicated that she may press for current SNAP participants to reapply despite existing requirements that participants regularly certify their incomes and other factors that determine eligibility. The new plan could add red tape that will make it more difficult to get benefits. Yet USDA's Food and Nutrition Service issued new guidance in October and November during the shutdown on how to comply with tightened work requirements and follow other changes in the law. But some states are still struggling to interpret it. In California, where more than 5 million people use SNAP, California Department of Social Services Director Jennifer Troya said in a recent webinar that the state is still working through the new guidance. Quote, this is a priority for us, end quote, Troya said. Quote, we will move forward toward compliance with FNS guidance while also balancing the need for accuracy and clarity. Millions of low-income families will also lose access to Medicaid in the next few years. when stricter work requirements and other changes for that program kick in. Republicans' tax and spending law has made certain legal immigrants, including refugees, ineligible for Affordable Care Act subsidies. And the Trump administration is working on new public charge regulation that could deter millions of lawfully present immigrants from participating in federal safety net programs. So you see how this kind of spins out into, oh, here, this is the, it's the Republicans issue. Oh, they're going to lose this or they're going to lose that. But see, that's what I'm just saying. You got to divide. They don't just have immigrants. They have legal immigrants. They have not just aliens. They got illegal aliens.